Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Although it may seem that we are pretty much in the same situation, especially in Bitcoin price is even better and market capitalization is a bit higher, but I still think that we should be more cautious at the moment. So let's look at the reasons for that. You're watching Crypto Hasty channel. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's start with the news. Barclays shuts down cryptocurrency trading division just months after launch. It's sort of an opposite thing which we saw with many institutions and banks started their cryptocurrency investments or services recently, and it's not really a good sign. But you see, it shouldn't. I think it shouldn't be treated like a capitulation or some bearish sentiment in the investment field. Like huge institutions field area, but I think it's more like political decision from Barclays. But we'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. I don't think that it should be a reason for the FUD anyway. And at the same time, such institutions like Backed are really positive, and they say like we are about to see a cryptocurrency revolution. So maybe they will be very important. Actually, a lot of people are positive about that. And within the few months, maybe actually next month, we will see some movement. And that will be really a nice starting point for the new rise in cryptocurrencies in general. Also, speaking about like the positiveness in the field, remember about Fidelity. We were talking about it yesterday. There was a guy who was in the podcast from Anthony Pompliano and George Brown. Is really huge actually, and what he said is literally, when you think about a custodian coming into this business, it's got to be Bank of New York Mellon, it's got to be Schwab or Fidelity. So Fidelity actually it is now. Well, even these sort of like expectation, which may seem to be unrealistic, finally became real. Good sign, isn't it? So, but now let's look at the news. Here is what's happening. Basically nothing is happening, but the thing is we are continuing to be like in a correction zone from this huge rise. The problem here is we still have the spread between the exchanges. Like Bitfinex, for example, is 6,700, and Coinbase or Bitstamp is like $250 lower than that. And I do think that this is the real price of Bitcoin now. So we are basically returning to the same accumulation zone per se, which was here, and nothing changed in that way, just some shaking out of the short players, and actually here it was like that. And now short orders become even higher, but you see just the way to cut them again probably is in the near future. But the thing is, so as soon as we have this spread in the exchanges, it is still a bit, well, it's quite actually worrisome, because if you look at the price of the USDT, actually I should look at the Kraken, this one. So now it is 96 cents for one tether, and it wasn't changed basically from this point, from October, like a week already. So, and the thing is, in principle we've seen that before several times, and actually was a whole period of that changes like this before. And in principle, actually, it is an opinion that the whole bull market of Bitcoin and crypto was initiated or supported by the issuing of a huge amount of tethers, which basically were buying the Bitcoin and crypto with huge amounts. And at this point, we may actually put a correlation that Tether huge volatility is the sign of bull market, because you see from February 6th, when we had the drop, we had this a huge drop of Bitcoin, we had this volatility very low because it was corrected with buying and selling of tethers automatically when the price changes from the $1. But this is all the bear market. So if we'll see again this picture, maybe we'll see a bull market again. That will be really great. However, I think we should be very cautious, because the narrative now is that we must stay around $1, but we don't see that. And in my opinion, actually, it is sort of a way to shake out the weak hands and like to move to manipulate the market at some point. So it's not really the scam, at least at that moment, and you still can return your fiat from USDT. However, it's still better to be safe, and if we will see that again, the uncertainty will remain and we become even higher, in my opinion. And in this situation, this is actually explains why there is such a huge spread. So like 4% here is basically similar like 4% around here. So it means like the people who are in Tether, they're not sure about what will happen, and they are agreed to pay premium price in Tether trading exchanges to have those Bitcoins in order to feel safe that they are not be ripped off. Anyway, until this situation wouldn't get resolved at some point, like it wouldn't become $1 around again, and we will not see the stable behavior, I think that it's really risky, much even riskier than usual to trade in this zone for Bitcoin, etc. Saying that, I must admit that I guess that this will last actually for a while, and what we'll see that hopefully that it will be at least closer to $1, I mean, for the Tether, and we will see the spread become lower and lower. Probably we'll see the price something like 6,500 or so for both cases, for both types of exchanges, and meaning that we will return to the same zone. And this is again the same accumulation, and from this accumulation there is only one way up. However, because I mean, there is no meaning, again repeating myself, there's no reason to go down for a long time, because all the huge investors who were buying Bitcoins around this area, if they were buying, they don't want to stay in the long play for that like years. They want to get profits sooner, especially in such a dynamic field. But if they were selling this, they would have to push Bitcoin to much lower level. Then all the capitalization of the market will be extremely low, and it will not recover for a very long time, and also the liquidity will be very low. So there's no reason to do that for the huge players. I think they should go up from that point. However, in order to to shake out the people who are thinking the same way that they do, at least those who are possible to be shaking out, it's reasonable to make a new low at that point and run it even to buy even more Bitcoin and altcoins at the discount prices. Saying that, I must show you this virtual portfolio which I was making from August 31st, and at this point it was very positive sentiment in the field. We were going up like 10%, and then sudden drop, then some correction, sudden drop, and correction again. So actually, on average, I think it's better than just looking at the capitalization of the altcoins in CoinMarketCap or something, because there are like shitcoins and there are huge altcoins which are performing sometimes very differently from the usual ones, like from the majority, but this one is sort of, I think, even better indicator than that. So you see most of the altcoins are in red, like majority of the altcoins, like 40% for Walton or Nano or Substratum. It's insane. But only few are in the green, and probably it means that we are still pushing the whole altcoin field down, and when it will be stopped, it's not clear. Probably when the Bitcoin will make the new low, at that point we'll be able to make a rally again. And also I shall mention this fork chain, which is the one which we looked at many times, and still I need to highlight that, because you see it's very sustainable growth. It is in the same channel, so it holds above 1000 satoshis. Basically one of the few altcoins that are performing well in this market. So we'll see how it will look like. Maybe it's again the trap, but I'm pretty much positive about that. About the performance, good performance of Quark chain. So that's it for today. Again, I hope that you like it. I hope that you are learning something new. Don't forget that everything I say is my personal opinion and financial advice, but leave a like and a comment if you have something to say, and let's meet in the next episode, next update.